Hello YouTube, this is my review of Beast of No Nation. I just finished watching it and I really enjoyed this movie. It was a powerful movie. Without any spoilers, this is not gonna be spoiler review. Um, this movie follows a boy as he gets recruited into a rebel army in Africa that is in the middle of this war. They are sweeping their country, taking over cities, villages, and really just killing everybody. I mean, it's pretty bad. Um, the movie is not so much about what happens, and but it's more really of a psychological study of the effects that it has on the members of these armies and most notably the young boys, because he's a young kid that we follow. So, and the movie does an amazing job of being brutally, unflinchingly honest. I mean, the camera does not pull away from the violence. They very deliberately showed it all to us, and I don't think that it was unnecessary. I thought it was completely necessary, and it really did contribute to the story. Um, the performances all around were amazing. This especially this boy. Wow, this kid really carried this movie, and this movie wouldn't have worked without him. I mean, normally children acting are pretty bad, but oh my god, like this kid was, he's nomination worthy, in my opinion, honestly. Just and just by comparison to other actors his age, and it's unbelievable how this is his first movie. That is unheard of. Um, Idris Elba also stars as the commander of this army, and he really nails it. His accent was great. He was very believable, and he had this sort of wise aura about him that kind of embodied what, not so much wise, I'm sorry, but he had this aura and this, the way his character was written and the way it was portrayed, it kind of embodied what this war is and what it does. And I gotta say, there are scenes in this movie that I was just like, what, really? Wow. As much as we all like to accept the fact that we know, as much as we like to act like we know what really goes on, this movie shows that we really don't. This movie shows that, the things going on out there are terrible things, and it just shows how it affects the youth. And it shows how it could just, the movie shows how it takes this young boy and really turns him into a man and forces him to become a man when he's not ready. And the movie follows his psychology as all these events are going on. Now, normally, I'm not the biggest fan of voiceover. It can be very tacked on, but I felt like the voiceover in this movie was perfect because it really allows you to have insight on what's going through this character's head, and that's really the big draw of the movie. It's not all the violence. It's not all the things that are going on. It's not even preaching anything either. I don't think it does that. Um, I think it's just a real honest study of the psychology of these young kids who get recruited into these armies and who essentially lose their souls and for survival. I mean, he joins because he has nothing else. His family was killed. I mean, that's not a spoiler. It happens at the beginning of the movie. And Idris Elba comes along as his father figure and shelters him, gives him food, and gives him a new purpose in life, and but at the same time, he's a little boy. And as this movie goes on, there's this internal struggle that he has with himself where he's really fighting to keep his soul. but at the same time he doesn't want to keep it because he wants to rid of it because it'll take away all the pain. He wants to be numb and he wants to be like the rest of them because he wants the pain of all the pain of all these things that are going on around him to go away. And it's riveting, honestly. Idris Elba and the chemistry between this boy was amazing. I mean, this movie really wouldn't have worked without him, and he delivered every scene. The cinematography in this movie was great. I feel like I was just transported into this world, and it kind of gave the cinematography gave more of a very intimate portrayal of all these things going on. I mean, that's my opinion. That's how I felt, and the whole movie is told from the boy's perspective. So I feel like that kind of lends itself to the cinematography took cues from that. You know, I see that as an ongoing theme in this movie. Some of my negatives would be it's kind of hard to come up with things. I really enjoyed this movie, but a negative would be I guess, you know, the movie could be trimmed a bit. The last 20-30 minutes are great, but not the same. It felt like a different movie, kind of. But you know, it's not so much of a negative for me. I feel like the movie could have been trimmed a bit, you know, here and there, but I honestly did not find that many negatives. I mean, the ending, I was okay with the ending. I felt like maybe the ending could have been handled better. You know, I felt like they could have come up with a more powerful ending, but at the same time, the ending they chose was great. The direction of this movie was great. There are long, wide shot. I mean, not wide shots, excuse me, but there are long takes of, you know, all the things going on their day-to-day life, and it's great. I mean, the locations they chose for this, like, this movie was very well directed. I am so impressed by the quality of this movie. But, you know, but at the same time, I'm not that surprised because Idris Elba's in it, you know, and he doesn't phone it in. So you know, and I hope this is something that Netflix continues to do, because this was a huge success. And I'm not talking, you know, money-wise or none of those things. But I'm talking about purely as an art, as an experimentation of something, you know, they did. And it really worked for them. I'd like to thank you guys for listening to my review. If you haven't noticed, this is my first review. Comment below what you think. I'll respond to all of you. And tell me what more movies you want me to review. I will review everything you guys want me to review as much as I can. This is something that I want to do on a regular basis. If you guys want me to do it, I'd like to thank you. I'd like to thank some other YouTubers out there that really paved the way for me to do this. That inspired me to do this, and that would be Chris Stuckman, a huge fan of you. John Campio over at Collider, the Schmoes Know, Jeremy Johns, all these great, you know, movie reviewers. You guys are the reason I'm doing this. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I will get better at this, I promise. Thank you.